Well, hello everyone, my name is Zachary O'Shea, and this is Box of Teeth. It's time again for another ghost story, along with the accompanying Dungeons & Dragons creature, right now. One might say that an author lives on in their work, but what about the scribes that write it all down? Well, this dead fellow, the Calligrapher, he started out as a scribe himself, but now he fancies keeping track of the living and making them as dead as he. He made fancy illuminated tomes that went for quite a bit of gold, so some rogues broke in to steal them. In vain, this fool tried to stop them. In turn, they forced him to swallow ink until he died. Certainly wasn't a pretty death. Now he uses all those pretty letters to slay the living. He makes ink out of their agony, too. And his wells, they never run dry. Let's see if your swords are mightier than his pen. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Calligrapher statistics for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The Calligrapher is a challenge rating 6 medium undead who is chaotic evil. Like any other ghost, he has damage resistances, damage immunities, and condition immunities, along with ethereal sight, incorporeal movement, and etherealness. For other abilities, he has ghost sight, so his vision is not impaired by magical darkness, which pairs very well with innate spellcasting, because the first one there is darkness, where he spills ink to cover the area in shadow. He can also do glyph of warding, and his favorite glyph of warding is the one that explodes, as one might expect. Instead of withering touch, he does have spectral quill, which is a ranged attack, but in addition to doing necrotic damage, he also learns the target's name. This ties into his last action, which is the tally, which he can do 3 times per day. If he knows a creature's name and they are within 60 feet, he can write that name down in his Book of the Dead. For the next minute, until the target dies or until the ghost dies, the Calligrapher gains the following abilities. He deals an additional 3 necrotic damage on any attacks against the target. He cannot suffer disadvantage because of that target. By using its action, the Calligrapher can know where that target is within 1 mile. And if the target dies within that minute, the ghost regains hit points equal to the target's hit dice. As a caveat, however, the Calligrapher cannot have more than 1 creature in its tally at a time. I hope you enjoyed this particular ghost. There are dozens more and hundreds of other horror-themed monsters for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition that are all perfectly free at boxofteeth.blogspot.com. If you're more interested in the non-Dungeons & Dragons role-playing projects that I have, or the horror fiction that I write that includes grease paint right there, you can kind of see it. It's got a killer clown in it. You can always go to www.zacharyoshea.com. Thank you for your time and your attention, and have a great rest of the day.